All right. What's going on, y'all? Sup, all? JC3 here, the baller of YouTube, the general, back with your NBA Finals live streams. You know, I got you all on this. I did this last year, and it was pretty successful. And I wanted to bring it back because, you know, I do a lot of stuff as post-recorded, but not a lot of live stuff. So I want to just give you my live, raw reaction. I want to do about 5 minutes or so of just straight reaction, and then I want to get to question and answer time. But this is the 2018 NBA Finals Game 1 live stream. And let me put up something real quick before I get on the camera here that basically defines this game. There you go. The NBA where J.R. Smith happens, not where amazing happens, where J.R. Smith happens. The Warriors won 124-114 in overtime. Before I get to really talking about their performance, which it wasn't a normal Warriors dominant performance that you would see, especially in a game one against the Cavaliers. They've had a lot of successful ones in just about every finals in the past year. But, man, I tell you, this is what went on. So J.R. Smith in this game really defines this game. I mean, I don't want to put it all on one player, and I want to try to constructively criticize as much as I can. Not just criticize, but constructively criticize. But J.R. Smith doesn't provide me with many options to do that. That's all I can say. And let me get on the camera right here. As you see that image, we are here for the finals. Okay, so J.R. Smith, first off, in the first quarter, I don't want to say he almost injured Klay Thompson, but, you know, he reached his hand back like he didn't mean to pull him down or twist his leg. First off, J.R. Smith happened there. You could take that as you want. I don't think he was trying to injure him, but you could take that as you want. Second off, the shot at the end of the game, or lack of, a putback when it was 107 all. So George Hill went to the line, hit the first, missed the second. He takes it out, and after the game, he thinks that they were up a point, which I guess could happen, but it just normally doesn't happen in the NBA Finals. And this is the type of happening right here, occurrence, I should say, that just makes fans say LeBron doesn't have any help, or he has a big just lack of help, because how are you going to do that? It's interesting. That's what J.R. Smith did, but for the rest of the game, LeBron James was absolutely brilliant. I don't have this screen to put up, but I do want to read this stat that I found. LeBron is the sixth player to score 50-plus in the finals, and he is the first to lose. And, you know, for an early part of his career, he had a lot of criticism to take about, you know, like his 2011 finals where he just didn't show up and stuff like that. But since then, he's consistently showed up, and most of the time he showed out, especially against the Warriors. And he gave it all that he had tonight. His box score was 51 points. He had 8 boards and 8 assists, 5 turnovers, but I never really get mad at a bunch of turnovers because you're just trying to make things happen unless there are a lot of dumb turnovers. But LeBron did what he could do, right? The Warriors could not stop him going to the rim. But this is something the Warriors should do in the next game, because they did not come out with any type of killer instinct. Like game 1 against Houston, out of this whole postseason, it was game 1 against Houston and game 4 against New Orleans, in which they actually came out with a killer instinct, like, we need to jump on them early and win. Other than that, they're horrible in the first half. They just giving up so many easy looks. The defense was not there. They wait around too long to get things going. And I know the narrative going into the series was the Warriors are going to win 4-0 and it's going to be easy. But I don't care who you're playing in the NBA Finals. They could play the Brooklyn Nets, for crying out loud. You need to come out and pounce on them. And that's what the Warriors, the next game, especially after a demoralizing loss for Cleveland, they need to come out, the Golden State Warriors that is, and just pounce on them from the beginning. I don't know why. It takes some time to settle in. Curry and Thompson ended up hitting 5 threes apiece. For Durant, I mean, he had a 26-point night. He was 8 for 22 field goal shooting, though, which, you know, he could roll out of bed and get 20 points. So is that really, really impressive? I don't know. But besides J.R. Smith's huge mess up, this is definitely a game that Cleveland could have had. Now, LeBron could do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and I don't think the Warriors are going to be able to stop him going forward. I mean, come on, he's LeBron. Coach Kerr, someone asked him a question in the post-game press. I was able to hear it before coming up here to do this, and he said that yeah, we had a lot in our bag that we didn't pull out that we're going to use next game, and we're going to shut LeBron down. Obviously being sarcastic, so LeBron can do whatever he wants, but if the Warriors want to slow him down maybe a little bit, I would suggest packing the paint. It might just be a one-game occurrence, but the Cavs went 10 for 37 from 3, and LeBron was 3 for 7. He made the most threes out of any player on Cleveland, and he's not even their specialty three-point shooter. Kyle Korver is. By the stats, Kyle Korver went 1 for 3. Kevin Love went 1 for 8, although Kevin Love did have 21 points. But at the end of the day, J.R. Smith had 10. Big blunder. Jeff Green, he only had 7. 51 from LeBron and 21 from Kevin Love. Still isn't going to get it done. You need a couple other guys like that Game 7 in Boston to come in and help. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't want to put this all on J.R. Smith, but come on, man. That was bad. That was bad. And that's really my take from this game. The Warriors need to come out. It's just hard watching them because their first halves are just so... They're not terrible, but they just look like they're not playing like they should. Like they should dominate. Like they should come out and try to jump on you right at the beginning. They got outscored 30-20. They gave up 30 points in the first quarter, getting outscored 30-29. They barely won the second quarter by 1 point, so it was tied at half. And then they eventually came out. And the third quarters are great. Their fourth quarters, they drop off a little bit. Then they ended up owning the overtime. But that is all about my take. Basically, we'll remember this game for a J.R. Smith mess up and LeBron just doing great things, which he'll continue to do. But the J.R. Smith, you want to talk about LeBron lacking the help to win finals in a game that, game 1 could be a shocker game. Like the Warriors last series was kind of a shocker game to Houston. Like, we're going to come in here and steal this, and now we have the home court. We know they ended up going on to lose it. It was tied 2-2. But this is a game like no one was expecting Cleveland to even win a game. I don't want to say no one, but a lot of people weren't even expecting them to win a game. This is the type of game where they can come out and make a statement, a shocker game, maybe send the Warriors into a little bit of a panic, maybe for an instance, but a little bit of a panic, and then come out and jump on them in the next game. But it's disappointing that that had to happen for them. For Golden State, they escaped, and I don't want to see that out of them during the next game because they're better than that. So anyway, that's my take right there. It lasted about, double the time than I expected. So you know what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this screen up right here, and I want to get into a live question and answer. I haven't looked at the chat yet, but I want to look at it and answer any questions you had about this game. One, for everybody tuning in, thank you so much. If you're not tuning in live right now and you're watching this the next day, leave your questions in the comments down below, and I'll be answering them because these are the only videos I'm going to be putting out through the duration of the finals. Then I'll get back to my normal schedule, but it'll be a live stream after every game, roughly half an hour to an hour after every game. So while that screen is up, I'm going to check the chat. Oh, wow, look at this. All right, I like all these questions that I got coming in, and I know there's somewhat of a delay on this, so if it feels like I'm taking a long time to go to your question, I'm sorry. There's just like a 30-second delay. It just is what it is. So anyway, let me put this up one more time. Yep, there you go. I mean, what else do I really have to say? Come on, man. All right, back to let's get to your questions here. Did the refs have a very important impact, Cavs loss, in your opinion? And so I believe there was a blocking call. And you know what, to be honest, this is something that I think I just missed. There was a controversial blocking call, or a call got changed in this game. But at the end of the day, I mean, J.R. Smith doing that, you wouldn't even have to get to that call, I think. So, and the Warriors, they just hit so many threes in overtime. They really started to take over. So, yeah, we could talk about the refs, but I really just think it was a couple of bad plays on one end. J.R. Smith, hopefully for Cleveland, he bounces back. And, I'm never going to blame an entire game on the ref unless it's Sacramento Kings, LA Lakers, Western Conference Finals. Then you know. JR help Golden State Warriors win. Yeah, I believe that. That's true. Honestly, fourth quarter could have sealed the game for the Cavs. Yeah, the Warriors in a lot of their fourth quarters, even in the last series, they lost game 4 in that last series to the Rockets due to a rough fourth quarter. They scored like 12 points. And so they go through a trend in a lot of these games where they come out in the first half and they're kind of sluggish. They're not really giving it their all. Come out after halftime and they jump on you because even though they might not have been their best, they keep going while the team in the first half was playing so well and they start to dip down. The Warriors keep going. They have the star power to do so. And they really just put pedal to the metal in the third. They start to run away with it. But then in the fourth, they get a little bit lackadaisical. If they could just cut the lackadaisical out, realize that they're in the NBA Finals, they would help them. Do you think the series will be more competitive than once thought? I never thought it would be 4. I thought it'd be 5, but I thought it would be a competitive 5 because if we remember back to last year, that series was super competitive, and albeit the Cavs had Kyrie Irving, and subtracting Kyrie Irving from the team, I really asked myself, how are they actually going to have a chance in this series? While I don't think the Cavs have a chance at winning the series, especially after what happened tonight, it's very demoralizing. I still think it's going to be competitive. You have arguably the best player of all time on your team, then yes, he's going to give you a chance to win. And LeBron, obviously with the 51.8-8 performance, yes, he gave you a chance to win. And so, yes, I think this series will be competitive, even if it's 4 or 5 games. I still think it's going to be 5 games. Cavs can get a game in Cleveland. And then you never know. Like a game like tonight, without a J.R. Smith blunder, then, they're winning this game. And they've stolen the game. And, the whole series, just the tides turn. So each game is so unpredictable. If you don't come ready to play, or if your mind's somewhere else, I don't know what was going on with the Warriors, then yes, any team can jump on you. So I still think this series will be competitive. LeBron does not go down easy. He knows that if he doesn't give his very, very best, then they have no chance. So yes, it's going to be competitive. I don't think the series will be competitive once Iggy comes back. It's debatable. I still think LeBron, you have LeBron. I'm starting to gain a lot more respect for LeBron. I used to be one of the LeBron haters, but seeing it now, no, I'm not a fan. I appreciate what he's doing. I was never a Kobe fan either, but I appreciate, especially once he retired. But I don't want to wait for LeBron to retire to appreciate what this guy's doing on the floor, carrying this team. And so even if Iggy comes back, I'm still going to give the Cavs a game that they can take in Cleveland. I think the series will be competitive. I think the altercations will cause Game 2 to be way more physical, maybe working in Cleveland favor, hopefully. That's from George Williamson. And shout out to George because he was on last year's live streams. So that's an OG right there. I wish I had a sound effect or something. But yeah, that was a maybe. As series go, and a certain team thinks they're about to lose or one team thinks they're about to win, chippiness always happens. You got Draymond Green. I think Tristan Thompson, even in this game, got ejected, shoved the ball in the face of Draymond Green. Stuff like that is already happening in Game 1. Then absolutely, the series is going to get more physical. It's a good suggestion by George out here as well. All right, we got Brandon Crotchet. Durant overturned foul. Your thoughts, brother? So that is one that I actually got to go back and rewatch. Durant, I think it was a blocking foul. Let me look it up right now just to make sure. LeBron James charge on Kevin Durant to a block. So it's 30 seconds left in Game 1. The Warriors were down by 2. Offensive foul or not, you make the call. All right, I'm going to watch it right now just to double check it and make sure. So he's out of the restricted area. It does look like LeBron moves into him. And even as he appears to be set. He's still moving the left shoulder. So it makes sense as to why they would call it a block. Officials reviewed it. So let's see. This is from NBA official. Replay review Callahan. If LeBron James was in the restricted area as well as in legal guarding position after he drew an offensive foul on Kevin Durant in fourth quarter of Cleveland at Golden State, ruling overturned a blocking foul, James was not in legal guarding position. Clarity on block charge reviewed. The trigger is that if in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, overtime officials have doubt whether the defender was in the restricted area while reviewing, they may also confirm if the defender was in legal guarding position when the contact occurred. All that being said, watching it over and over again now, it appears as if he's still moving. He's not completely still. He's still moving the left shoulder as to kind of lean into Durant as Durant was trying to lean away from him. So I'm going to say the call is what it is and a correct overturn. A huge call, but the right one. What do you think the George Hill free throw? Oh, shout out Brandon Crotchet. There you go. You nailed the last name on the first try. Not too many people get it right. I got you. All right, we got Ken Kaiser. What do you think of the George Hill free throws? Yeah, it was the whole J.R. Smith situation. So making the first, missing the second. J.R. Smith grabbing the board and doing what J.R. Smith does best, I guess. Well, not. So, man, the fact that he got it so close, he was still surrounded, but it just doesn't make any sense for him to dribble it out. And George Hill, I mean, yeah, it'd be great if he could make 2 of 2 free throws and get a 1-point lead with, I believe, 4.5 seconds left. But, you know, it's George Hill at the line. And maybe LeBron would have made both, but not every player is at that caliber. It's free throw at the end of the day. But, let's just think, what if, right? If he would have made both of those, we wouldn't have a J.R. Smith blunder. All right, so winding it down here, we are about 20 minutes into the stream. Or 14, I don't know what this time is saying. But anyway, that was the live question and answers. You want to keep a couple more coming in, then definitely keep them coming in. I'll make sure to respond to them in the comments down below. But my thoughts on Game 1 is that, it wasn't the best performance out of Golden State. Definitely a game that Cleveland could have got. A surprise, right? You can always shock a team in Game 1, especially, these players, they might tell you that they don't listen to media and everything, but knowing that we just beat the Houston Rockets, if you're the Warriors, this is your standpoint, right? We just beat the Houston Rockets. We just played in the real NBA Finals. Then this will be a breeze. Never. It doesn't matter who you're playing. The finals, you got a guy like LeBron who's carrying a team and leading a team. He's going to inspire the other people around him. Larry Nance was doing some work in that first half, getting putbacks, making hustle plays. And it's a game that Cleveland could have had. And I think when you look back on the series and think about if momentum could have turned and stuff like that, are the Warriors, are they vulnerable? They're absolutely vulnerable when they don't decide to come out and be as dominant as they possibly can be. And I don't care about trying to feel out or anything like that. LeBron can only play so many minutes, right? He might play every minute of every game like he did in Game 7. The Warriors, what they failed to do against the Rockets till the end, and what they need to do against Cleveland is they need to run, they need to push the pace, and they need to tire out these guys on Cleveland. They're a lot younger. Their stars are a lot younger than Cleveland. LeBron can only play so many minutes at full speed, all right? He can play 48, but he's not going to play all of them 48 of all full speed minutes. So the Warriors need to look at this strategically, say, look, if Cleveland shooters aren't going to make shots, we need to pack the paint and not let LeBron drive as much. All right, we need to force these guys to make shots. These guys like Kevin Love, who has disappeared in finals, and guys who've never been to finals. like Jordan Clarkson. We need to challenge them. Jeff Green, we need to challenge them. Challenge them to make shots, pack the paint so LeBron can't just drive and get his 51 points. LeBron's going to get his 40, 30 to 40, but we can't let him abuse us by going inside so much. And then for the Warriors, they need to get out and push the pace and run. If you're Cleveland, I think you should be encouraged, but it's discouraging that because J.R. Smith did what he did. So at the end of the day, Cleveland needs to keep with their game plan is basically, hey, give the ball to LeBron, try to make some stuff happen, and hope we make more threes in the next game, because basically their only hope is as long as we got this guy, this MJ level guy on our team, then we have a chance to win these games. And that's really at the end of the day. I'll answer one more question. J.R. Smith is really stupid. Well, for me, I would say it was not a smart play, but I guess some people are going to call it what it is. I'm just trying not to put people down. So, JR, just be better next game. All right, for the sake of competitiveness, I believe going into this series that as long as you got LeBron, as long as we got NBA caliber players, we can have a competitive series, but we can't have it when you're doing this, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right. I don't know what else to say. That's going to be it. Thank you guys and gals or whoever else for tuning in, and leave your feedback, comments down below. All right, remember, subscribe, like, leave your feedback in the comments down below for more Topic Tackle. Oh, hold on, let me lean out of the way right here. Topic Tackle times the NBA Finals, which will be coming soon. This was Game 1, and we'll have Game 2 Sunday night. Make sure to tune in. We'll be live a half hour to an hour after the game. And even if you're watching this after, leave your feedback, comments down below. I will answer every question that you have about this game. Thank you for tuning in. And that's it. JC3, out.